All right. Hi, my name is Dr. Amina Norris, and I am a professor at Sacramento State in the Teaching Credentials Department. I'm also the faculty director of the Office of Research and Engagement for the College of Education. I have been a professor here at Sac State for 9 years. In addition to that, I was a classroom teacher. I taught middle school and high school English, and I also taught social studies and theater arts, and I was a principal, a vice principal for a small private school in the Bay Area, as well as last year I was the interim associate dean for the College of Education at Sac State. I have been a visiting professor at the University of San Francisco and also St. Mary's College of California. And in addition to that, I've also been a visiting scholar at the University of Bologna in Italy. I did that last year. I am a researcher. I research and teach. I actually train future teachers for a living. So that's what I have been doing in my job here at Sac State, but I'm also a researcher and I research Black women teachers in particular, Black women educators, and the history of Black women's our instructional practices. Since the segregation of public schools, Black women were basically not allowed to work because once schools became integrated, white people didn't want Black people teaching their kids. So a lot of Black teachers stopped teaching, and there is currently a shortage of Black women educators. And so that is one of the reasons why I started researching us, researching our pedagogies, researching our practices, and centering Black women educators. And that's why I was delighted, Dr. Barlow, to have you offer a course in African American studies and just to hear your biography and to learn about what brought you to where you are and to be able to see that you are someone that launched a movement in which I am. It's an honor. It's an honor to learn from you. And so I was like, yes, I was very excited. I signed up to be in your course. And one of the things that happened was I started looking at all of the courses that are being offered. And I heard a lot of people, and shout out to all of you who have been giving credit where credit is due to Dr. Barlow. But one of the things I noticed is that people don't necessarily know why it is and how it is that this is happening in this moment and how it is that Black women as teachers, as educators, what we offer. And so that's what I would like to teach about. And that's what my course is about. And it's also about sort of like the history of African American education. So the course, I'm going to share my screen so you can see the syllabus right now is called Teaching Freedom, the History of African American Education. I am your instructor, Dr. Norris. You can follow me at Unhidden Voices Podcast on here on TikTok and also at Unhidden Voices on YouTube. I will be posting weekly on Mondays. Please like and subscribe to this to follow me on YouTube and also here on TikTok. And you're going to post your responses in the comment section. And that's one way that we will be able to interact and dialogue with each other. Let me just scroll down so you can see a little bit more about what this course is about. And I'll have that kind of in the background as I kind of talk through this. So I've taught this class. I actually designed this class for the University of San Francisco for the International in multicultural education department, and when I was like guest lecturing and a visiting professor for them, and I taught it for maybe since 2016. I taught it every other year for like 3 or 4 years, and then I also taught it at St. Mary's and did a different version of it, and I've also taught it a little bit of here at Sacramento State. And basically what it was and is about is like being able to understand how it is that African Americans, now, if you know anything about our history, you know that literacy and education was something that was legislated against us. So we were not able to learn. That was it was against the law to teach Black people how to read. And so I want to also make a clear distinction between being Black and being African American for the purpose of when I'm communicating Black as a race, there's Black people all over the world on every continent. African American is an ethnicity, and these are folks who are descendant from enslaved Africans who were brought to the United States of America. And because of the fact that we were brought from different countries and our history was, removed from us, a lot of us don't know genealogically like what country we originated in. So those of you who may be from, more closer tied to your country of origin know that you're Nigerian, or know that your people come from, Congo or Somalia or Sudan or Egypt or what have you. But there's those of us who are here who, like myself, I can trace my family history back 8 generations on my mother's side to Virginia. I can trace my father's side back to my great-grandparents to Texas. I don't know beyond that. I am someone who's interested in it, but I'm not giving I haven't actually learned like what country my people are actually from. And that's true for a lot of us that are here. So that's African Americans. And why are we studying African Americans? Because there are people here who come to this country from, Black people who don't know anything about us other than what they were taught by those who colonized their countries. And then there are Black people in this country who, they have been basically removed from learning about our history. So this is about the study of and understanding of how it is that African Americans as students, how we learned, and how that was closely tied to our concept of liberation and freedom. And I think it's uniquely important in this moment as we talk about the public education and we think about a system of public education that includes learning from Dr. Barlow, which I'm going to just take a moment and stop sharing to shout you out, Dr. Barlow. So I saw your video on my screen for TikTok, and it was something that I was like, wow, okay. I specifically was excited to learn from you. And because you shared your history, because you are a brilliant Black woman educator, and I am the person who studies Black women educators. So the other thing that will happen in my class is that we're going to be centering the pedagogies, the practices, the instructional ways of doing and thinking and knowing of Black women. And there's another course that I will teach, and I'm going to co-teach this class. I've taught it as it's an intensive. It's just 4 weeks. It's 4 sessions. I've taught it twice with a colleague of mine, Dr. Dale Allender, who's also a associate professor here at Sacramento State. Dale was actually my professor when I was a student at UC Berkeley. I don't know if I told y'all this, but I did. I got my undergraduate degree from an HBCU from Alabama State University in Montgomery, Alabama. But then I got my master's and my doctorate from UC Berkeley. So when I was a student at Berkeley, Dale was my professor. After I graduated, I went into the teaching and working in nonprofits, and Dale recruited me to Sacramento State. And so he was one of the people, he told me about the position that I now hold, and I applied for it and so on and so forth. But we also co-teach a course on critical multiculturalism here at Sac State. We work with future teachers, and one of the things that I do is because we do have, as I said, a shortage of Black women in teaching. I'm very much interested in figuring out and learning more about it. So, and more about us and more about our practices. So I study us and I study our practices. And Dr. Barlow, you are brilliant. And so I was inspired by you. And I know that a lot of us were hundreds of thousands of people actually. But I think people don't really recognize why, And so part of it is like, what is it that Black women teachers and educators bring to teaching and learning? And that's what the Centering Black Women Teaching and Learning course will be. It'll be a short course. It will be 4 sessions. It'll be an intensive. It'll be in celebration of Black History Month and Women's History Month. You will be required to research a historical Black woman educator and a contemporary Black woman educator. If you're taking courses on Hillman Talk in Hillman Talk, there's so many Black women that are teaching that you can, contact them and say, hey, I need to talk to you for this class. And, and we're going to learn from each other. If you enroll in this class and you are a Black woman, then you can talk to other Black women in the class, and we'll just, dialogue that way and learn more about each other and learn more about like the brilliance that we bring to teaching and learning and education. So that's going to be the second class. I'm going to be teaching this class on Mondays. I'll be dropping something every week. This is going to be interactive. I was watching one of the students' videos who was taking Dr. Barlow's class, and that person said, I don't know anything about I'm not good at discussion boards. And he said, I'm good at taking notes, but I'm not good at discussion boards. And I was thinking to myself, and I think I commented on his video and said, well, your video is actually a discussion board, right? So that's what I want you to do for my class. I want you to make video responses and tag me in them, and also chat with each other and comment on each other's videos. And this is how we keep the dialogue going between all of us. And this is how we continue to build community. This is a revolution. This is a revolution, but this isn't the first time that Black women have been involved in sparking a revolution for education. That's why it's important for you to take my class, because I want you to learn that, and I want you to learn our history and the richness of it, and learn that this is something that we do. This is something that we do. I also want to acknowledge and name the fact that I think it's important that this moment of public education, that we do focus on, Black women and Black people, right? And our education. And so, yes, anyone can, I've taught people from all backgrounds, races, ethnicities, experiences, but there's something special about us and what we bring. And that's what we are going to learn about in the Centering Black Women Educators in Teaching and Learning course. Again, that will be an intensive course. That will be like a 4-week. I'm going to co-teach that class with Dr. Allender. And we will be posting our videos. Dr. Allender is not on TikTok. So we're going to create the videos, post them on YouTube, and then I'll cross-post them here on TikTok. But this class, I will be teaching. This is a course that I've designed myself, and the other one, Dr. Allender and Dr. Asia Thomas Uzamba and Dr. Igosa Obaizama Hamilton and I have designed, and we've taught it. There's some of you who have probably been a part of it. We did a fellowship that was international, and we had students from all across the United States, and also we've had folks from Caribbean and Brazil take that class. The last thing I'll say before I jump off is this. Why African Americans? There are people here in this country that don't know about our history. You are only learning about Black folks from those who colonized your country, and then telling you about us, and then you believe in the hype and the stereotype, and that's not cool. And there's also those of us who are here that don't know enough about us, and we definitely don't know. Like we see something, we see Dr. Barlow, and we're like, damn, like she's bringing it. I want to learn from you, and not know why, And I heard someone say something which I loved. It was a brother that said like serendipity, right? And so many people are just like, this is what is inspiring me, and I just love seeing it, and I want to be a part of it, and that's why I'm joining you. I know I'm late to the party, but it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to learn and celebrate and uplift Black women. And I'm here for all of that. And I hope that you will join me. I hope that you will sign up to this course, both of the courses. I hope that you will help celebrate. I know you guys have a lot of courses that you're taking, and I've seen like some of the administrators of Hillman Talk saying we don't need any more courses because we're full, and we don't want to push things off till the summer. But I think that we need to focus on Black women, and we need to do that today. So let's not push. We're not going to wait to learn about Black women, especially given that Black women started this whole movement. All right, so be blessed. Please follow me, please subscribe, and please take my class. All right, peace.